And hello everyone to Twin Ring Motegi here. This is our third visit to the racetrack in 4 weekends. This time it's for the Aeros' fastest category available. Based on the Bright Office, welcome everyone back to Formula Hololive Japan. This round 3 of the 2025 season, and we're here to essentially host the Motegi Grand Prix races coming right up. It's Split A, races 1 and 2 coming right up for you. So let's take a brief look into what Motegi looks like as we essentially get ourselves into a bit of a preview. So we have essentially this track here in the Tochigi prefecture, and of course this is our third visit to the track in 4 in 4 weeks, which is pretty crazy to think about because we don't really visit the same track for even more than one series literally in a single month, but here we are. But then again, I think Hololive GT3 was hosted last month, and then just 2 weeks ago we hosted Holotypes' conclusion to qualifiers. And then of course we have Formula Hololive that essentially which this round serves as the conclusion of the it does serve as the final round of qualifiers, and just to remind everyone, the top 10 in both splits will automatically qualify for the Suyo. And a bit of a bonus here, if you are a how do you say this? If you are in 11th, you can also qualify for the Suyo spot, assuming you beat the other 11th place driver in the other split. So we will finally confirm the Suyo and Zako spots after this round ends and after all 4 of these races finish. And that being said, it is a pretty technical track altogether here in Twin Ring Motegi. Looking at target lap time, you might see a 10, maybe not 105, maybe 102. Sorry, 120 or something. Yeah, maybe it's a 120, 119 based on the previous lap time. We're looking at the lap time on 30 laps. Anyways, let's take a look into the Split A, the standings of the splits. We're not going to be talking about the Split A standings. And if you are a bit familiar with current developments here, Joshua Asahi, of course, currently leads the split by 378 points over his nearest rival, and that nearest rival was actually Alex Grant, but it's no longer the case because Alex Grant has now been transferred to the Sicilia number 34 and has been replaced by Yukihara Toka, who now takes over the reins. And also we got Shakir Reza and Russell Caraccio, also a Wizard, who also occupy the top 5 in the Split A standings, both of them having decent seasons. And you know what's coming up next? I do notice is essentially the rest of the top 5s. We do have a few non-performers in Holotype, and to a certain extent Hololive GT3. They're doing very well in Formula Hololive, and this is not those who have dedicated themselves to the Bright Office in recent times. In particular, Antara representing Okai, who currently sits in 6th, making Okakoro 5th and 6th. And then we got Akahata and Nakamura sitting in 9th. Shakir Reza sitting in 3rd. Joshua Asahi in, of course, in the lead. Okay, so now Wamakashi currently occupies the last automatic spot for the CEO. Jack Alvarez has 210 points. He currently leads the wildcard standing, so he will make the CEO if it ends right here. And of course, we have the Zako Kaof, which is the first one inside the Zako is Sakashi Micallef, Daniel Parker in 12th. Kiriko 13th, Tamiaki 15th. Just a reminder everyone, this is Toka, Kiriko, and Ake's debut in Formula Hololive, so we'll see how they perform here. This is Skate 14th, Rohan 16th, Lexi Bowensep 18th, Marzales 19th, Callan Gibbs 20th, and the Kaminari Reba sitting in 21st place. And with that being said, let's not dilly-dally ourselves with a lot of stuff here. We are going to immediately skip over to a 7-minute qualifying session, as we're about to essentially get ourselves a grid of cars. My name is Mama Shadreza in the commentary booth, and well, you know how it is. Raymond Rosales has a problem exiting the pit lane, and he's not able to get out. I think he might be consigned to the back of the field as things stand. So this is qualifying for race 1. So, and as it basically said for race 1, the fastest drivers start at the front, and the back of the field will have the front floor drivers involved. Highlight a few drivers here. Osner Wizard, who has a shockingly bad campaign in Hololive, and this is after he replaced Sean Pauli mid-season. Of course, Sean Pauli announcing his immediate retirement from aero competitions was a massive shock to everyone, even us. Not that we might see some from him, but vicious. So let's take a look and show a few drivers. Tochigi will go on board the current championship leader representing Hungary Koyori, and decided he's ever been representing the basically Koyori essentially and assisted. So anyways, exiting the final corner. For you to start your flying lap here in Twin Ring Motegi. Great run into the main straight into Turtle 1 here. You can get away with braking at the 50-meter point. In these cars, you're treating the first two corners as distinct to the first corner as a single corner, but with 2 agencies. Now into turn 2, brake at around the access road into trying to arc the car as much as possible. Flat out into turn 3. Quick run into one of the back straights. Into turn 4, heavy braking at the 50-meter board. Now use the corner camber to good effect. And into this right-hander and into the SS turn 7 and 8. Try to carry as much speed as possible as Asahi carries 160 kilometers an hour into the SS, and then into turn 9, another slow corner downshift into second gear, and then blast herself off into short run before you get into this hairpin corner. 50-meter board braking, very quick and brief, and then go for the late apex, and then run yourself into the back straight, longest one in the track, I think, before you have to immediately dab on the brakes at 75-meter board into turn 11. Get used to camber to your advantage, get a lot of speed. Turn 12, flat out, and turn 13 and 20. This is a very tricky chicane to nail thing. Go down. Hit the curve, get a good exit from the final corner. That should be a lap here in Twin Ring Motegi, as Joshua Asahi currently qualifies 5th. And the big surprise, Hanabi Kiriko continues to perform very well here in Twin Ring Motegi. Of course, she was up there in Hololive, but it was a bit of a shame that not the race in wet conditions. But now we might see some redemption for the Blue Knights, who had to witness disappointment in Hololive, as the Blue Knights will not see their ride get into the seal. Alright, so we got more drivers setting up their laps here. Chakalapador is also having a pretty poor season, all things considered, in Hololive for Matsuri. Haven't been able to score a lot of points these days, if any. of thing here, but Ake is currently down in 18th place. Not qualify for the CO district. Toka meanwhile down in 15th place. We haven't really seen someone attempt to win a Formula Hololive race on their debut since I believe Tochigi Rio back in 2023 when he replaced Jeff Clark mid-season. Hanami Kiriko meanwhile is on the hunt. She is almost being beaten by Daniel Barger, who is looking for his first win for Motegi Suisei. It has been a long time coming, honestly, because of Suisei's right off it. Meanwhile, Atarao now goes up into 4th place, doing very well to get up there. 4th. Lexi Bowen, meanwhile, continues to flex her muscles. And in aero competition, for Dr. Paul, he has been absolutely stellar in all types so far, already winning 2 races. I feel like this is a good one for her. She's about to make her run. Will she be able to get the time that she needs? The answer is going to be no. Kashi goes up to 7th. Nakamura up in 8th. Chaka Labrador is in 7th. Asahi in 11th. Last time he came here, he won at Motegi in these I believe the CO Cup race. As they are now finally concluding this qualifier session. Sami Ake has went off and went to the pits, rushing to 20th. Notice how Raymar Rosales now got up, and Daniel Barger just beats Hanami Kiriko into pole position by 8/1000ths of a second. So got a few cars left yet to complete their runs. 11 cars left, and Chaka Labrador meanwhile continues to improve somewhat. Actually, he now goes up into 3rd. So great run from Chaka, and Taro up in 5th. We got a few drivers left to complete their laps. Shaka Breza goes into the pit. Isakaji Mikolaev is looking to go into the pit, as well as I believe that is Hanami Kiriko. Their run is over. Oh, and you talk about Hanami Kiriko being temperamental, and you saw both of them actually piling onto each other, but that doesn't matter. Kiriko is going to be in 2nd. Hopefully her crashing now means that she's able to actually finish the race. Last drivers to complete their lap. Joshua Asahi is going to cross the line. Nakamura is going to peel into a pit box. That should be your qualifying session here. Daniel Barger, with another pole position to his name, has claimed the claimed the front row of the grid in pole position for Motegi Suisei once again. All right, so we are just gonna take a look into what it looks like, because this is an interesting grid here. As we're looking at some interesting faces, we might see some interesting stories being cooked up. So, anyways, we are gonna take a look into the starting lineup here. So here we go. All right, let's not dilly ourselves a bit, as we are just going to keep focusing on what is on our screen here. And of course, we have Daniel Barger on pole position for Motegi Suisei. So of course, Daniel Barger sits on pole for Motegi Suisei, with Hanami Kiriko now sitting in 2nd for Himomori Luna. Good start for her Formula Hololive campaign. Chaka Labrador's 3rd for Matsuri, 4th place Hamakashi for Watame, Lexi Bowen for the Shogun Nikishidan, the Knights, and I'll turn Taro in 6th place. Colin Gibbons sitting on row 4 alongside Ari Nakamura, representing Rubuko and Akahata respectively. And then we got Austin Wizard for Nagami Korne, and 10th place Rim Olga for Subaru. Coming in start 11 for Shishiro Botan, 12th place Joshu Asahi for Koyori, Jeff Rohan 13 for Yukihara Toyomito, Hoshisan Rio 14 for IME, Synchronizio 15th for Lapis Darkness with 16th place Shaka Reza for Moses Nene, 17th place Yukihara Toka for Yukana Lami with 18th place Kaji McClef for Sakura Miko, Samyake 19th for Shakami Fubuki with Rice Kazutsky 20th for Yusuke Choko, the last of the 20 drivers who set a time. Rainbow Result will start at the back in 21st place. Can't really tell if he's going to be able to continue at this rate, but we will have to wait and see. Alright, so we got the cars lining up on the grid. 21 Formula Hololive cars ready for race 1. And it's Daniel Barger on pole position with Luna's Hanami Kiriko alongside. Let's go off, and we are green, and that is, oh no, again? Are you kidding me? Okay, we might have to red flag this one. We'll check if this is gonna be a repeating thing here, because it is okay. First time unlucky, second time okay, third time okay. Yep, there is an issue with the oh, sorry about that. There is an issue with some of the cars here. Okay, as I mentioned, first time unlucky. Second time, okay, this is not funny. Third time, okay, you're taking the mic. They're all taking the mic. And yes, I know it's not actually me that's driving the car, and of course, this is not my name, but it is someone else that is the former ride. So, I think this is grounds for a manual pause. I cannot believe that this happens again. It's not even... It's actually pretty sad though, because this is like... How do we say this? It's like the 4th race in a row where I can't really see that. Why does it always have to be her? Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna try to manually reset the grid. So please wait as we sort out the grid. Let me see, Ari Nakamura, let's say Wizard and Gore. I'm not even it's against the library Asahi second. And then we have the likes of Jeff Rohan. Oji's on a rear, Rustin Karashio, and then Shaki Freda, Yukihara, Toka, and then got like week. Sorry, okay, which is 8021. Alright, I think we have set the grid, and why did I set this thing at 34? It should be 32. Oh man, give me a second, as I'm just going to reset the grid. Hopefully we'll see Hanami Kiriko at least make the start, because okay, I think it is a perceived bias, but then again, sometimes this shouldn't be happening, and sometimes it should. But when it was the same driver that retires 4 times in a row, it just doesn't make sense. All right. So we are gonna restart with the. We are gonna do another attempt at a race start. All right. This time, no issues from any drivers, including Ray Rosales. The lights go on here for race 1 of the Motegi Grand Prix Split A race, and we are go. And this time, everyone goes, including Ray Mark Rosales, as Daniel Barger now leads. Everyone now trying to make their way into the first corner, and right now there is no problem as we're looking at the drivers further back as well. Barger now currently leading without any problems, as we now have also Wizard now making his way, well, defending his 9th place as, oh, that's a crash here, and that's a flip. I saw a flip from one of the cars, and that is, and that's Raymond Rosales trying to get himself back in the race, and that's Yukihara Toka out on lap 1 trying to get back though, but we have lost Rustin Carrascio in this first lap melee. Daniel Barger leads Kiriko, Labrador 3rd, Casio 4th, Bowen 5th, and Taro 6th, Gibbons, Nakamura, Wizard, and Ribba running out the top 10. Rounds for a replay. Correct. So let's take a look into what happened to what happened to Carrascio. So here is what happened. Hits the curb way too hard and flips on his side. So let's see the other angles here. And it's not just Rustin Carrascio that was involved. If you look at what happened here, Yukihara Toka was also spun around and collected somewhat Mikolev and Raiji Kaczynski, and collects Raymond Rosales in that 5-car pileup. That's the first time we see these types of cars flip at Motegi. But we are going to have to continue as we are right now. Yukihara Toka now back into still in this race, down at 20th. Finally, we're back into the running in this race. No less problems now. Anyways, Daniel Barger still leads Kiriko. Barger absolutely looking for his win number 1 for Hoshimachi Suisei in what has been a how do we say this? A waiting affair. I'm not sure that's the right word to go for. But anywho, we are just going to point out a few bits of facts. Between 2023 and 2024, when the bright idol outfits were the recent idol outfits to go by, everyone, including Ian and JP, well, because Ian and JP, they have to use it because it's the only idol outfit they have. But for the JP ones, especially for those who have both the origin and the bright ones, a lot of the members have opted to use a lot of the bright outfits, as Joshua Asahi now drops down to 14th place. Now gets under pressure from Jeff Rohan, which means one thing. We got a lot of members who prioritize to use a bright outfit, some exclusive, somewhat, until they forget that their origin counterparts, origin outfit counterparts exist. And at the same time, the representing drivers in these competitions, the aero competitions, they don't perform as well relative to the dedication and activity that they feel like they have for some of the members using the bright outfits. So anyways, of course, a few examples of this would be Daniel Barger, who has still failed to win for Hoshimachi Suisei since taking over the ride from Charles Thompson in 2023. Hana Mikio that's the fastest lap, 132.127 for her. So the young hotshot is actually chasing Daniel Barger. Rico Left now also sets the fastest lap of the race, now sitting at the 132.107. Only 2/100ths of a second faster than Kiriko, but he's currently mired back in 18, involved in the lap 1 kerfuffle. Fortunately, it didn't happen at the start-finish line. Everyone actually at least managed to survive turn 1, so that is the bonus. We could see the drivers spinning each other out. Alright, so we still got a bit of a back and forth here. 20 cars remaining in this race, but Blanchot is not going to be scored. And then looking to the standings here, especially if we are paying attention to the CEO Cup, or rather the Qualifiers Split A, of course Kiriko is sitting down in the standings here. Well, pretty down in the standings, all things considered. Wait. I don't think she sits in the... Give me a second. I think we may have a miscalculation in the Formula Hololive Japan standing. Never mind, it does fit in 14, but a win here actually would absolutely lift spirits as Lexi Bowen goes up into 4th place against Mohamed Cashew. So Sakura is currently in, or rather, Kiriko is currently tasked to bring the Luna number 31 back into the spotlight after not qualifying for the studio Motegi type. And then Tannerau now goes out over around the outside of Mohamed Cashew as Cashew tries to defend around the outside of the final corner, and Tannerau is gonna go down the inside to defend, and he manages to take it to the top 5. Cashew now falling down in the race as we got to see more battles here. Lexi Bowen against Shaka Labradorus for the final CEO spot, and what a race we are looking at. Meanwhile, Kiriko has closed down the gap to Daniel Barger. Now the gap's under a second if it's F1 DRS. But this is not F1, this is Formula Hololive, which is based on Super Formula, but we'll talk about that later. Toga does not set her personal best here as she gets herself back on the track. Sami Ake, another debutant, is currently down in 16th, and he is down. Alright, so we're paying attention to some of the other cars that are currently in the paired position, so not qualified paired position. As in, it's not like they would be qualified for the studio. Kamina Riba, currently up in 11th place, and only scored once in the last 4 races in 2 rounds. And that being the Fuji Race 1 in Split A, where he only grabbed a 9th place. He's currently mired back as well. He at least is going to try to improve his standing. But which, Hanami Kiriko's gap to Daniel Barker has now shrunk down to 0.3 of a second. Kiriko is cooking up on something, and yes, we are going to expect no pit stops, I believe, for the cars. Actually, we might, and they all will be pitting it within the next 10 or so laps, but we'll have to see if that's actually the case. These cars are technically primed. Oh wait, never mind. The fuel tanks have actually been adjusted somewhat to accommodate the Super Prix layout. To accommodate essentially these super sprint races. Sorry, it's not a Super Prix. But you can see here, Barger actually finding a lot of time against Kiriko. That is a bit of a shock. Especially given that there's been this thing somewhere. Alright, so we got Hoshino Rio and Kamine Riba. Riba now trying to get himself back into the top 10 to at least put himself in a more comfortable position to leapfrog drive into the studio coming to race 2. Unless he can find something in race 1, but Hoshino Rio manages to make it very hard for him. On board to see what he sees, trying to get past from Allgore, but Rizzo now looking into the green cars in front of him, and right now it's still where he is right now. Meanwhile, Lexi Bowen currently up in 8th place or 4th place here for the night. I feel like her second stint in the aero competitions has been very promising so far, and that is her almost getting bunched up by a Chaka. Chaka manages to hang on to 3rd place. So we are also going to be taking a look at Santana, who has now just set the fastest lap, trying to get himself into 4th place. Has already proven to everyone that he is a field contender. As he helped last season in Formula Hololive. Yet to win a race though. And we got Jose Wizard now making a pass to Aaron Nakamura as Nakamura slots herself down to 9th. Kiriko, well, is gonna try to keep herself steady in her first dry Motegi race since Holo GT3, which was last month. We got more battles here, and we got the Antara by my cash here, as I think got 3 drivers actually taking into the pits, but I don't think I've seen anyone go pits. But anywho, that was an interesting move by Antara and Cash. Meanwhile, we got Rim Allgore though, and coming in Rimba going round side by side as Rimba tries to defend 11th place. I get to see more drivers joining in on the fun. Allgore sweeps in around the outside to find something against Reba, but Reba keeps it steady, gets a decent exit off of turn 1, still alongside, but I think it's going to be Allgore getting in the position but not before coming at Reba, tries to dive bomb down the inside once again, but it's going to be Allgore now up into 11th. Meanwhile, Joshua Sai is now going to be joining in on the fight. Coming at Reba now has to defend. Joshua Sai, meanwhile, is looking for an avenue of attack that he can use, but nothing of note so far. Coming here, but now in 12th place. Watch out. There might be a move around the outside though from Joshua Sahi, but nothing coming from him. And meanwhile, we got Bowen and Labradorus. We got drivers now making moves down into the pit. As you may see, moves down the inside from Sami Ake, despite the move, as the first pit stops have come. Alright, so we got more drivers coming to the pit. We got Labradorus and Taro, Nakamura, Asahi, and Kaczynski now making their pit stops. Barger now controls the race lead at the moment. We haven't seen this mistake one in Hololive done so in a while. Alright, so Barger, Kiriko, Bowen, Cashew, Gibbons, Wizard, Rio, Allgold, Red Light, Shaka currently occupying the top 10. Barger is leading comfortably at the moment, but we are taking a look into the race monitor, and Barger is going to be running out of fuel first before Kiriko, so Kiriko might actually use the I think we might be able to see Kiriko use cut to her advantage. Speaking of which, Allgore now chasing Hoshizano Ryo for 7th place, and he is currently on the hunt now. We are already past a third of a race distance here in Schwinring Motegi, as we got a few things going on. Just wanted to check back onto other things to look into. Sakai Mikala currently 13th, though, trying to make a move down the inside against Sami Ake this time. Sami Ake being on the fence around the outside very well. And sparks flying as he essentially throws his car around. That's very Alright, so more Formula Hololive talk right now with 11 laps complete. Allgore has exited in 16th place, and I think based on what we are seeing, everyone is going to be good until the end of this race. Allgore has run in a full tank of fuel, which is essentially half since the start of the 25 season. Kashina has gone down the inside of Lexi Bowen, as Lexi Bowen's going to try to use her run to get herself back. She's already alongside, though, of Muhammad Cashew. Cashew trying to make a move around the hairpin, has compromised the line to back straight. Lexi Bowen has read that very well and manages to repass. Very great racing action so far. does the fastest lap of this race. It'll be interesting to see how these drivers essentially tackle on the track. Also the likes of Sato and Reza, who formerly raced for Himawari Luna, and this time a quote-unquote proper Lunite is currently making her way to hopefully a finish. She's been pretty temperamental on the track, and which is something. Now, if she can. Alright, so Daniel Barger's not gone onto the pit, as we explained earlier. Casio as well, as Gibbons and Reba. So this means Hanami Kiriko will be leading her race, leading for the first time. I think it's the first time in Euro competitions, but I think I might be wrong. She has led in the call time race. Alright, so we are just and right now Daniel Barger does have a good amount of open space in front of him, so he is going to try to activate his tires. But Kiriko is going to see if she's able to bolt in faster laps against Barger, if she is going to have a serious chance to stay ahead. Alright, so Alright, so we are just going to proceed with what we have at the moment here. Barger is still currently leading this race over, amongst those who have already made a pit stop, and Kiriko is, oh no! Once again! And this time it's a pileup between Hanami Kiriko and Lexi Bowen. Okay, and it looks like that both of these drivers will be the next cars to retire. I'm a fan of restarting immediately after like lap 1, but this is already lap 16, and we are seeing the fourth time to crash off for the fourth time in a row. Sometimes I have to ask though if they are good, if it is going to. If it it is fair or not to see so much of these actually happening. It's borderline unfunny at this point. It's not even, it's just not funny. It was kind of funny the first time, but now it's just sad. 4 races in a row in all ARO competitions where Hanami Kiriko has failed to finish. And if you want to know what happened, here is what. So it's about her coming into the pit, and it's actually Lexi Bowen turning Hanami Kiriko around. You can see here she goes in no problem, but you can see here she turns in no problem. Oh no! Oh no! It's Hanami Kiriko that actually understeered into the pit wall. I'm not sure what she was thinking when it comes to pit entry. She's got tons of time to practice that, and now she's thrown another race in the bin. It's just... just mad. I'm not sure if this is... I can't tell if this is a funny moment or not, because okay, we already have 17 cars remaining in this race. Ake has now gone up into the points though against Chacalapadores. So Daniel Barton is going to be in an earshot to win this race and to bring himself his first win in Formula Hololive. Specifically, this is his first since 2023 in a racing category that properly reflects bright idol outfits. Alright, so Rio and Austin now come into pit as well as Jeff Rohan. The last drivers have already made their pit stops. So it's now a full mad dash right at the end, unless these drivers have something to think about. Unless these drivers have something to... Wait, no, I don't. Looks like Calvin Gibbons is also out. And looks like it is just an unfortunate case of engine failure from the driver. Yep. And that explains everything. So, Daniel Barger now will take the race lead, but no, it's going to be Osney Wizard that will be in the race lead. But his tires aren't fully activated yet, and he is going to be under pressure from Daniel Barger, who has a very great run from turn 1, but he is a bit far back. Equally, done a bit of slowing down on this part to force Barger to lay off the throttle for much longer. Looks like Osner Wizard might just be able to hang on to this race lead. Alright, so next up, we'll have down at 15. Asahi now out of points. Kaczynski 17th. Given just had an engine failure and okay, Wilfried Marzales has done a good job of trying to get himself into 12th place. With another retirement from Hanami Kiriko. Obviously, he might have to be put under a microscope. Detail like that as Wilfried Marzales now goes down the side of Red Bull for 11th place. Like, I'm not sure we should feel pity for her because this is the level of competition that she has agreed to race, and by crashing out yet again, she essentially undermining the level of racing that we have at the moment. It's like the 4th race in a row she has crashed out somewhat. First it was a wet race in Motegi Hololive, and then she voluntarily spun herself out in the dry Motegi, and then she spun herself, and then she locked up in the wet into the gravel trap. And Blogger actually gets overtaken by Mohamed Cashew. Looks like win number 1 for Blogger isn't going to come now, as Ultimate Wizard now has the pace to beat former race leader, and now Mohamed Cashew also shows him the door. Kiriko will continue to fall down in the standings. As the right is going to continue to fall out of seal graph. Lexi Bowen. I'm happy that she retired like that, especially with Cup qualification on the line. Alan Gibbons going out with an engine failure will essentially put him out of serial contention. And Russian Karashu currently in the top 4 out of this race. You're gonna watch on the sidelines as he continues to get pulled. Falls behind, but meanwhile Toka and Tara trade places between each other, and Tara now goes up into 13th place. Pretty much complete in this Motegi Grand Prix Split A race 1. And we will see how so we are advisory past Isekaiji Mikalev for 7th place, and we're about to look into will be Daniel Blogger trying to fight back against Marlon Cashew. Kaczynski is into turn 3, Wizard is in the hairpin, so lap cars aren't going to come anytime soon. Very comfortably. Ribba to go up. gains 10 places. Second place as well. Adak and Robin all gaining 10 places. Kiriko, of course, the biggest loser at 18. Essentially crash herself and Bowen out. I don't think penalty will be issued. Look at the replay. She did went off, and Lexi Bowen just had nowhere to go. Very unfortunate timing. Man. SBQ, which was in Rio, now go around, inside, Daniel Barger, as Barger continues to fall down. There's no almost contact between the two. Daniel Barger from pole position to 4th place. That's something that we aren't actually expecting to happen. The Wizard is going to be set to really take care of the lead away from Silver Dot. He's currently outside the point. Cashew in 2nd place, and then Rio in 3rd. It's something to pay attention to, as if you look at the points there, they will take top 3 provisionally. So bringing into some great races. Shaka Reza, Reva, and Nicolette. Also, out of the studio, possibly. Against Chaka Labradorus. Samiaki in his Formula Hololive debut is currently doing very well at the moment in 9th. Chaka Labradorus also staying in 10th place, 11th place. Currently going to Waymart Rodal, who also has at least inside the point, but crack the top 10 or the top 5 just yet. Rival. And it is looking bleak for Himori Luna's Seo Cup aspirations after yet another DNF from Kiriko. It's just not funny. Barger now goes down the inside against Hoshizuna Rio to try to essentially get up there. Right now Barger is in 4th. Hoshizuna Rio, and Mohamed Kashi now going down the inside. It's a great move from Hoshizuna Rio to get himself up into second place. And now his eyes are set on Osne Wizard, who currently lead this race by currently 5.8 seconds over Hoshizuna Rio. Speaking of which, we also have Daniel Wagner now trying to defend against Jeff Rollman. Rivalries rekindled as Wagner continues, stays where he is right now in 4th place, but has kind of struggled. Alright, so Bogger now getting close to Cashew and Rio for 2nd place. It's crazy though. This is essentially a team that should be winning races very often because of his stature and her commitment to the Bright outfits. And we now see only Bogger only getting runners-up finishes after runners-up finishes. Bogger trying to go down the inside against Cashew, but Cashew's got himself covered. Alright, so Toka there, trying to make his way against Panorama. Blocked somewhat. Wasn't able to really make a move. Alright, 27 laps. There's a great run though from Toka with his switchback move around the hairpin as she now goes down the inside of Taro to get 13th place. Dive she did, almost overcooked it, but she manages to nail the pass. Great stuff from her. Big Walker's gonna go down the inside against Mohamed Cashew, but again he's just too far back. Cashew is able to take his own racing line, uncompromised somewhat. Also, Wizard meanwhile continuing to control this race in the lead. Alright, Reba in 7th place, Shakib Reza 6th, Rohan 5th, Barger 4th. Alright, so we are also paying attention to Jeff Rohan though, really trying to make a move though against Rohan. Now a battle for the final spot here. Final podium position in third place. Daniel Barger already having a podium finish at the first Fuji race. Traded places with Cashew, and Rio's now up into second. Wagner, Rohan, Shaki plays out. Chaka Labradorus inside the top 10. And Joshua Sahi. Going down the side against Daniel Barger. This is a great move in the making though, if Rohan can nail it. Looks like these drivers are not going to try to go 3 wide into turn 11. Daniel Barger is going to try to vehemently defend his position, and he did. 132.4 for Osne Wizard, and for Hoshizuna Rio is going to be a 131.493, but I think it may be just a little bit too late for the Nakarigumi driver to make a move down the side. Daniel Barger still hunting Mohamed Cashew for the final spot. Still hunting, and right now it is to his advantage. Alright, so 29 laps complete, and we'll take a look back into the progress charts. Barger lost 3 positions from pole. Kiriko lost 18. Hoshizuna Rio has gained 12, and is currently the fastest car on the track. But the issue is Jose Wizard has managed to stay where he is right now, and he will start lap 31 in the race lead, almost uncontested. It will be Unagami Koronez's second win in Formula Hololive. Relishing this moment. Kiriko will drop down to 16th, about 40 points behind the automatic spots. If she can win here, and if she can win her final race of the season, and when it can win this final race of qualifiers for herself, then it will be absolutely amazing stuff for her. But we'll have to see if she's able to nail it, and we'll see if she will be the one who goes in, as Jeff Rohan now goes into the pits. I think there's a problem from Jeff Rohan. And I think it is an issue of engine failure for the Tokoyami Toa car. And it looks to me that it does. Yep, engine failure from Rohan, and that's going to send him out. And that is going to give Akashi a bit of reprieve. Chaka Reza will get 5th place. And that's Olgor, Toka, and Nakamura also out of this race, and there's contact. Oh my goodness. What has happened there? Let's see what happened, especially right here, as we saw another spin happening. And here's what happened, and that is Yukihara Toka actually sending Rim Olgor out. Has Antara collected, and Nakamura as well. Kaczynski manages to take this opportunity to make the pass, as this is this is a slam dunk penalty for Toka. Not that she is going to anyways right now, but oh dear. So Olgor is out. Rohan is out. So Nakamura now in 13th. Joshua Asahi is now back into the points. Toka is in the points as well, although she is now down. Raji Kaczynski has made his way into 12th place, and that is a very surprising development here. Also in Tarao, right now, the Wizard has already started the final lap for Inagami Korone, as he will try to as he will be set to take the championship lead away. And as it stands right now, Kiriko will be tied with Kaminari Reba for the essentially 16th place, which essentially, and also at the very least, somewhat, it will be an easier job for Kiriko in race 2. But Aussie Wizard though kept his race under control, manages to beat Daniel Barger on strategy, manages to overcut everyone else to take the lead. Even if the Sean Pauli era is long gone, we're going to be seeing some excellence from this Inagami Korone team under Ozne Wizard as he wins the Motegi Grand Prix Split A Race 1. But meanwhile, like a look at the Sami Ake and Sakaji Mikolev, they're on their last lap battle here. They're side by side. Rio takes 2nd place, but it's going to be Sami Ake who takes 7th. Chaka Labradores will have to settle for 10th place as Raymond Rosales makes a comeback from last on the grid to 9th. And what a race that was. Yukihara Toka will get a 30-second time penalty. As she technically goes down the inside against Joshua Asahi for the final point. But it will be for naught, as she will serve a penalty that will essentially send her to the back of the points-paying drivers. Joshua Asahi will be taking 14th place, and that should be it. Ozne Wizard takes the checkered flag for Inagami Korone. Continuing what has been an amazing era, been an okay era for Korone. And then we got IMA driver Rio in 2nd place, and then we got Cashew 3rd, Barger 4th, Shakib Reza in 5th place. I got Kaminari Reba, who absolutely is looking for a comeback, as well as Kiriko. 6th place for Botan, Sami Ake 7th for Fubuki in his debut competition. What a race that was from Sami Ake. Mikolev in 8th, Raymond Rosales 9th, and Chak Labrador is running a top 10. Buddies in 9th and 10th. And Tanaro 11th, Kaczynski 12th, Hachima Nakamura in 13th, Toka in 14th. Rather, it will be Toka in 15th, as she will be demoted down a spot due to her aggression against Rem Olgor. Josh Asahi will take 4 points, and Toka will take 15 points. And the non-finishers, Jeff Rohan, Rem Olgor, Callum Gibbons, Misaki Sakura, or rather, no, Hanami Kiriko, Lexi Bowen, and Rustim Karashio. Now, I wanted to essentially take a short break here, but we don't have a lot of time to talk about. So we are just going to see if we could process some process the results processing quicker, as we do see some last lap passes. So we are just checking into this one. Wizard, Rio, Cashew, Barger, Shakir Reza, Reba, Ake, Mikolev, Rosales, and Labradores, and Tanarao, Kaczynski, Nakamura, Toka, and Asahi, and Toka. Alright, so we are immediately going to get ourselves ready for race 2. And we do need to make some adjustments, as what do you mean race cancelled? Ugh. Right. I'll get everything by the book. All right, so we are going to do a few adjustments here as we are just going to oof. All right, so we're gonna take a short break as I need to do some adjustments to avoid such things from happening again. So, oof, what a race that was, huh? Let me see. Oh yeah, I forgot to actually share everyone about the championship standing. So this is what it looks like after essentially a few races here. So yeah, we do have a few notable names currently down in the standings here, but we now can confirm to you that Osna Wizard has taken the championship lead over Shakev Reza, Rio 3rd, Asahi 4th, Toka 5th, Cashew 6th, and looks to me that based on permutations here, only 8 drivers are within a shot of winning the Split A qualifiers, although it's not, no trophies will be handed out. It's a bit small. Gadana Barger, Mikalev, Allgore, Nakamura, Labradors currently in the mid-table, and currently the last of the automatic spots will be at Isaka Mikalev at 262. Rim Allgore has the wildcard spot at 259. And for the drivers down here, they will need a lot to bring, especially since they need to essentially get themselves back in the hunt as soon as possible. And as you can see here in the standings here, as far as Count Gibbons are concerned, he is technically still able to compete for the CEO, assuming he does win. And assuming especially these drivers do not score points and these drivers score less points. But we will have to see how it goes from here, as we will immediately let me check. Oh dear. So okay, so this time the next qualifying session for race 2. Speaking of which, race 2 is coming up for the Motegi Grand Prix Split A. Anyways, as we're about to get the grid lined up, so yeah, so this is how the standings look like. Yuriko is currently on a 3-way tie between Karen Riba and Raymond Rosales. That's something to also pay attention to. But anyways, let's not dilly-dally ourselves here too much here. Let's move ourselves into the second qualifying session. And holy smokes, we will see how it we'll see how it goes from here. First car's out on track, and of course it's Karatoka this time. She is trying to correct her transgressions that she has done in race 1, and she is going to try to see if she's able to, you know, get something done as of note. As she now currently is still the first driver to be out. Cashew second, Ray Marzales third, Rustin Corraccio in 4th. The 4 drivers to actually get out of the track. It's all about getting the clean air, and we might be seeing a renewed style of racing from here. Let's hope that she's able to learn the lesson
of trying to go into pit entry and to at least have the art of finishing a race for once. Even on a short race distance like this, she flops it up, which is insane to even think about, because I think she is within every right to essentially be up there, but she continues to mess around. And you have to argue that, is it funny? Is it warranted? I have zero idea, but we will have to see how it goes. So currently under pressure to qualify for the CEO, of course, also is Cal Gibbons, but at this point his fate is almost sealed. Another race that has gone a begging for Daniel Barger as well. While he does have the ability to score pole positions, or is he able to essentially translate that into race-winning pace? We have seen glimpses of that before, multiple times already throughout this time in Formula Hololive. Daniel Barger already setting the fastest first sector, which really says something so far. But then again, it's really nothing of note. We will check how the other drivers essentially pass through. 113.579. Ray Gonzalez has time 115.4, 114.3, 114.2. This will be 112.9 for Hanami Kiriko. She is currently on the chart to at least be on provisional the provisional front row. Cashier set a 132.372. Essentially Kiriko's his fellow Gen 4 teammate. And she will now cross the line. She will take pole position so far in this short qualifying session for race 2, but Callum Gibbons manages to outpace everyone with one crazy lap from him. And right now we are looking into some interesting standings here, especially looking at the cutoff line and those ahead of Hanami Kiriko right now. Also, Wizard will start the race in second place at this rate. Kiriko in third place. At this point, she does need... Oh, Sami Aki now is on pole position now. Sends her to fourth. Now, based on permutations here from Kiriko, she needs at least fourth to keep her CEO dreams alive. And if she does manage to make the CEO at the skin of her teeth, amazing stuff. But of course, Mikolev has qualified in 12th. Makes life a bit harder. At this point, she needs a lap of her life. And right now, she is not gaining time. She's not gaining time in the second sector. And you see here, the front right lifting off the ground. I'm also almost coming to a stop. Oh, Cameron Reba is now qualifying in third. Kiriko, no improvements from her. She is almost going to be set to qualify for the Zako. Joshua Asahi, 7th place. Kiriko, can she improve? And the answer is going to be no. But we'll see how the race strategy goes from her. Takeaway other drivers that we need to pay attention to. Also, Wizard currently in third. Goes up a position against Kaminai Reba. Continues to show amazing pace in Formula Hololive Japan. Currently leading the Split A standings and currently up there. Mr. Bearbas. will be set to qualify 8th. Sami Ake in pole position right now. Cashew will not contest any further. Wizard might contest it somewhat further. Ogor currently down in last place. Nakamura in 15th. Labradores in 16th. Sami Ake on pole position. Raijin Kaczynski. Oh, and Nakamura's now gone up to 2nd. Rohan in 8th. Kiriko is going to try as she continues to fall down the order. And I don't think she's going to improve. She is going to qualify 8th. Big shoes to fill and big things to do for her as she is one step closer to only qualifying for the Zako in Formula Hololive Japan. Luan's already not impressed by her performance in the holotype. I've been seeing that crash at this battle, and now the Wizard takes pole position right at the death as he will start there. He's gonna start race 2 where he finished in race 1. That's a great stuff from him. But anyways, we're gonna be taking a look at the starting lineup here. No time to waste. Also, Wizard on pole position for Inagami Korone with Sami Ake 2nd for Fubuki, Nakamura 3rd for Hachima, Cashew 4th for Watame, Rip Olgor 5th for Subaru with 6th place, coming out Reba, Callum Gibbons 7th with Asahi 8th, El Santaro 9th with Hanami Kiriko drops down into 10th place. Rohan 11th, Lexi Bowen 12th, Racing Karashio 13th, Rem Rosales 14th, Yukihara Toka 15th place, Rio 16th, Labradores Chazinski 17th, Labradores 18th, Mikolev 19th, Barger 20th, and Shakibreza 21st place. Oh, so going to be a very precarious position here for the drivers involved. As we are about to get this race finally underway. We got race 2 on our hands this time. It's gonna be Osne Wizard and Yukihara and Sami Ake on the front row. Both Gamers drivers ready to make a mark as the field goes green for the start of race 2 of the Motegi Grand Prix Split A race. And now Nakamura gets sent off. That was collision from Muhammad Cashew, and that's gonna send a lot of drivers to the back of position. Kiriko's now gone up to 8th. Nakamura has crashed on lap 1. Troublesome woman. Yes. It turns out that a troublesome woman is currently a thing here. And of course Toga has essentially accepted it as her own nature, as we now get to see drivers now currently in the battle, in their own battles here, as Antaro is about to send Kiriko down into 9th place. Also Wizard now leads the race 2 over Ake, Cashew, Riva, Olgor, Asahi Gibbons. Kiriko now takes 8th place back from Antaro. She now goes wide. Anyways, Bowen running on the top 10, and now it's going to be Bowen taking that position away as Noel and Luna go toe-to-toe between each other. Well, Bowen's going to stay around the outside. Kiriko slowly falling down the order. You can tell that someone's going to get pretty miffed here at what they're seeing here from the current Himori Luna driver. And right now we are seeing Raymond Rosales up in 11th place, beating Jeff Rohan. Ari Nakamura is officially DNF from this race. Will make things easier for essentially Kiriko to get herself to the studio, as does everyone further down. Nakamura from Chaka to Gibbons. And right now you can see Jeff Rohan making a surprise move down the inside against Mark Rosales, and that is a great move there from Rohan to get himself up there. Speaking of which, Looks like everyone will not make a pit stop here in race 2. This will be a bit different though from race 1. So this will be a straight up race until the end. It's all about who manages their tires the best. Kaczynski against Toka. Kaczynski up into 15th place. Now doing a very good job to stay where he is right now. And yeah, doing a good job there from Kaczynski to stay where he is right now. Lexi Bowen against Alton Taro, and it's going to be Bowen now up into 8th place. And Taro has been kind of shook by that move. And Kiriko is going to possibly think of a move here. She needs 4 or better to overcome the points deficit that she has at the moment. But given that she has a decent potential at the start, Ozzy Wizard 133.6. Everyone setting 134, but no one will be making any more pit stops. This will be a straight up race until the end. Kiriko setting at 134. And then again, she needs to get past Kaminari Riba at the minimum to get herself into the points position onto the studio, as Barger now goes down into 20th place. What has happened to him, especially since the start? So we are just going to check here, and Barger is already down. He's right now. And yeah, Barger has been top. So we now are coming into the conclusion of the Split A qualifiers, and we got an interesting CEO lineup here. So as it stands, Nakamura will send herself into the Zako. And it feels like the collision with Cashew was crazy, but I think we can chalk that up as a racing incident. Kiriko, meanwhile, looking at Antara, Chase, Bowen, Gibbons, Asahi. Wizard continues to set the fastest lap of this race. We are seeing a train here between Joshua Asahi and the rest of the field here. We might be seeing Callum Gibbons trying to make a move down the inside. Take a move down the inside. The answer is no. No, he gets under pressure from his fellow Aussie mate Lexi Bowen, and we're not going to go on board her this time, and she's now going to dance around the track alongside Gibbons, but Gibbons manages to hang around the outside, but Lexi Bowen has a better run off on the outside, and she manages to stay ahead at the moment, but not before Cal Gibbons has a great run off into the outside outskirts of the oval, but yeah, that was great racing maneuvers from these drivers. The more they use their tires, the more their performances will degrade come the rest of this race. And right now Kiriko is going to try to maybe play the safe game, but I don't think it's going to be the case. She's already well down the standings. At this point, she will be the tiebreaker against Rosales, but will lose out to Kaminari Riba. As we now get to see Lexi Bowen now go down the inside, though. She's got pace. She's up to 6 against Joshua Asahi. Wizard, 132, 870. Semi Haki, 132, 436. Doka is, Rima's now goes up into 11th place. Already. Jeff Rohan currently in 11th place. Kiriko now falling behind the pack. More laps complete in race 2, and we are just going to be attention there. The confidence chasing Joshua Asahi once again. A pile up at the front. could change things. A retirement can also change things up. Rimonzaldo has made the pass somewhat, or rather it is Rio that made the pass against who's going to make the pass on Raymond Gonzalez. Joshua Asahi. Oh, there's a side-by-side battle though between Gibbons and Asahi that's going to open the door for the rest of the field to catch up. Might open the door for Antaro to make a move down the inside. As we now get to see Gibbons still looking for a move down the inside against Asahi. Asahi now has to go around the outside, and I think that's his exit compromise. Antaro is going to be sniffing for an opportunity to go for a move. Hugo, meanwhile, looking for a move against Antaro, who's looking for a move against Gibbons. Right now, he is currently 6 positions away from qualifying, from doing the minimum that she can to qualify for the series, and that's a great move, though, from Antaro to get into 8th place. Hugo still on the hunt, everyone. Sorry, no, the fuel tank thing hasn't been changed since ever. Never mind, sorry about that. Meanwhile, though, have Jeff Rohan, though, chasing Hanami Kiriko. And Gibbons, though, still side by side with Alson Tanarao. And now we got Jeff Rohan against Hanami Kiriko as well, as Kiriko gets sent down to 11. Her race pace is not looking good. Oh, and that's her locking up. That's not what she's supposed to do. And that's Hoshizuna Rio now in the pits. I think that's an engine failure from him that is gonna send him down the order. He is out. And right now it is as Jeff Rohan now tries to make his way against Callum Gibbons. Samiake meanwhile is chasing Osne Wizard. Samiake though trying to make a move down the inside against Osne Wizard for the race lead. Osne Wizard trying to make it 2 in a row. But of course, nothing coming so far. Which we are gonna still take a look into. I think will at least 4 points but there would be very little consolation for her to get into the studio. There would be very little consolation for her because she will not make the studio. Meanwhile, we got Mikolev in 17th trying to go down the inside, or rather Labrador going down the inside though of Toka. Toka's gonna possibly go down outside the point, but of course Toka is gonna make it very hard though for Chaka to make a move down the inside. 132, 133 for the driver inside the top 10, remaining constant so far. But the more this race goes, the more I feel like Yuriko is cursed and that's about to be under pressure from Ray Mark Gonzalez, only being able to set 133s here when your other rival is setting 132s is honestly baffling. I can't. Oh, and that is Ray Marzales, who I saw plumes of smoke from that car, and that's him out. That's gonna be a bit of a breather though. Here we go. But Russia, meanwhile, is chasing. She has the back marker pace written all over her right now, but she's trying to hang on for as much as she can. Could be an anything happens type of thing. She wants to get herself into the top 5 at the very least. But then again, Alright, the race has calmed down, but Alson Tarao is going to try to make things noisy. Side by side with Joshua Sami, this is for 7th place. Manages to defend. So Chaka Labrador is inside the points after 10 laps after Gonzalez completed retired from their race. This is gonna end A with a bang as it stands, as he now has a 2-second lead over Mohamed Cashew. Looking into a few more passes here, it looks to me that both their Suyo campaigns are pretty much somewhat done and dusted. He will stay in the Suyo Cup as it stands. Warner, meanwhile, is in a paired position to not qualify for the Suyo. He is currently outside the points. Kiriko might not do enough to get herself out of the rut that she and Sakura have put themselves in. will be Kiriko's first finish of the season. First finish in the ARO if she can hang on. Now let's see if both of these drivers crash. Gibbons and Tarao. Gibbons is already due for the Dako anyway. Joshosahi also looking to be in a precarious position somewhat to no, he's pretty safe. Toka is also pretty safe as well, given that Alex Glenn has brought that car to second in the first 4 races of the season. Now Toka has, oh, that's a spin though from Alcantara. We talked about how collisions may happen, and that will be Antara out of this race. I think it was a contact from Callum Gibbons. Here's what happened. No, it's from Jeff Rohan. Jeff Rohan essentially sent Alcantara out of this race, and that might be a slam dunk penalty from Jeff Rohan for Jeff Rohan. My goodness. Rohan will get an additional 30 seconds in his race timer, as he essentially sends that car into a spin. Alcantara, as we mentioned, he is somewhat safe, but now he's in a precarious position to also technically not qualify for the Tsuyo, but then again, we will see how it goes from here. As Sami Ake is catching up though to Osner Wizard. This is for the race lead. Sami Ake now goes down the inside. Will he be able to hang on against Wizard? Wizard using his wizardry to stay where he is at the moment, and he is able to stay up in the race lead. Bowen now in 6th place, making her way up into the top 5 against Rim Olgor. Rim Olgor now out of this race as well. That will send Kiriko in 9th place. Man, I'm talking about Kiriko so much. Olgor, who ran in 4th place. We'll see what happened here. I think it's just an issue of him just going off. And Lexi Bowen. Oh, Lexi Bowen, that was nasty. That was nasty from Lexi Bowen. And that's going to be yet another penalty. As more drivers are being sent out, and my goodness, we are going to get a bit of an update here. Bowen, 30-second penalty, causing a collision. That was slam dunk. So as it stands right now, Kiriko is going to be up to 7 after penalties. It might not be over yet. But if more incidents happen up front and drivers make silly mistakes, then it might just open the door for Kiriko to make the Tsuyo after all. But again, we still have 19 laps to go. Crashes after crashes, which may end up altering the Tsuyo landscape as we know it. Kurashio, meanwhile, is chasing Hanami Kiriko. Now all she needs to do, she needs to just keep it on the track. Like, she went off the track multiple times, which caused her to DNF. Self-inflicted. And then she messes up her pit stop entry. That is also something that she shouldn't be doing. Kashi, meanwhile, sits in 3rd. now chasing Sami Ake, and if one of these drivers crashed, and it was a blatant contact between one of these drivers, and another 3-second penalty ensues. Three more of these incidents, and Kiri up in front of her, and that's gonna absolutely change the landscape of how we see this race. Kiriko is already pretty much woefully off the pace right now, only setting 134s against rivals who have set 133s. If there's if she's saving the pace for later, then I don't think there's gonna be a point. Like, she has to absolutely give it even more if she wants to keep herself in it. But of course. Oh, and that is another lockup there from Hanami Kiriko, and that's gonna open the door for Rasim Karashi to make it move down the inside. Kiriko will have the outside line, which will be the inside line at this S section. Outside though for Karashi, but Karashi cannot hang on to it. Off the track a bit for Kiriko, but she manages to stay inside. Currently at 9, she is not going to afford to lose a lot of time, even with a 30-second penalty between these. Sabiake's lost touch to Osne Wizard, who is currently in second place. Still taking a look into any possible permutation that may come up. Already a few cars out, Olhor and Tanner out. Just on a real arm ahead of currently in the studio positions. See how much Kiriko's lost time. And right now, we are looking at lots of drivers being within well over a second between each other. So that's that. Chakareza is about to take a its bar. Well, up against track lap Norris. Cashew, meanwhile, is staying in third. .133.0, 133.4. Ake is slightly faster than Osne Wizard on that last lap. Alright, so we got Lexi Bowen now also out of this race. Oh dear. So if you want to know what happened to Lexi Bowen, here is why. And that's actually a bit crazier because here's what happened. So Lexi Bowen rammed over by Joshu Asahi. And And with both drivers trying to get themselves back onto the track, that's also block the doors for Jeff Rohan. Mikiriko remains pretty okay. And Joshua Asahi is also out of this race as well. But she is back. So essentially, Joshua Asahi will also get a 30-second penalty for causing a collision. Bowen is already out of this race, so the penalty may not be up to for grabs. But now get to see Austin Wizard and Sam Miyake go down the inside between each other. Kiriko is now up into 7th. Jeff Rohan has a 30-second penalty, which sends her to 6th. Now here's the thing. If Austin Wizard and Sam Miyake essentially messed themselves up, both of them, if it is either one crashes and the other gets the penalty, then Kiriko will move up to 5th place. And now with Cashew joining in, this is gonna get crazy. As it stands, the race will go ahead as usual. And right now we are going to see if things are done right now. Speaking of which, we are looking at Rippo now going up to 4th place. Might try to salvage his CEO run after all. Kiriko has gained some time though on Jeff Rohan, so if there are any more incidents happening up front and Kiriko stays where she is right now, she will put herself into 4th, the minimum position that she needs to get herself into the seat. Sam Miyake has now fallen down the order, and right now remember Mikolev is in 12th. Mikolev is in 12 right now, so he will regain 14 places. But note that Barger and Taro has crashed out. Barger is out of the point. Now only a single point here. Asahi and Shakib Reza are trading places between each other. Okay, never mind. Barger is in 14th place. Asahi is going to score a lot of points. Mikolev stays in 12th. Ford is out of this race. Nakamura is out on lap 1. Chaka is in 11th. Raijin Kaczynski is in 9th. Kiriko in 7th. If we see any more crashes happening, then I guess I think it ain't go their way. Gibbons is absolutely on the charge though against Sami Ake. Rohan is going to receive a penalty. Rohan will have 30 seconds added to his race time. Wilson Garasho meanwhile chasing Hanami Kiriko once again. And we are just going to see if Shaki Reza thinking of move down the inside against Joshua Asahi. That's contact between the two. Lots of incidents happening at turn 3 or at turn 4. Sami Ake. If things go wrong between the two, that will immediately send Kiriko into 4th place. Barger and Shakafreza traded places. Mikolaev has a safe gap against Asahi in Barger in 14th place. Barger and Shakafreza might be on their own battles. Gibbons 132.291, fastest lap out of anyone so far. But if he messes up against Sami Ake, he's already out of the seal as we speak. Oh man. Right, so let's see what happens in the front of the field. Wizard is staying in 21st. Shakif Reza has just crossed the line. Wizard is currently at turn 8. So right now, no issue of lap cars. Real surface. And Alright, let me see. 22 laps about to be complete. Muhammad Cashew is going to try again against Ozne Wizard. If things get nasty between the two, that's going to be insane to look at. As Wizard's pace has fallen off, he's now at a 135. Rebanaki 132, Gibbons 133, and Daniel Barger has crashed out against Muhammad Shakif Reza. Shakif Reza is trying to get himself back on the track, but he is going to be out with damage. Daniel Barger, meanwhile, is having trouble on the track. Looks like Barger will be another driver who will be receiving 30-second penalties. This is, we will be taking a look into the review, and right now we are taking a look into what happened to Daniel Barger. And here's what happened. No, it's not Daniel Barger received a 30-second penalty. Shakif Reza got a 30-second penalty. And since he is already out of it, Barger will not receive a penalty. And, yeah. Here's what it looks like on Barger's logboard. Got spun out by Shakif Reza. Anyways, we still have much of this race to go. Kiriko staying in 7th. Cashew looking for a move against Ozne Wizard. He's really turning on its head right now. Oh, and meanwhile, Ozne Wizard has set a personal best this time. Cashew isn't able to catch up. Ake, meanwhile, is slowly catching up to Reba. Gibbons staying in 5th place. Rohan 132, Kiriko 133. Pace is ebbing and flowing throughout the entirety of this race. Oh, we are already... It's already crazy though. And speaking of this one, I am going to try to log as much of the points as much as possible. Rohan, Lexi Bowen, and Joshua Sahi are currently on the receiving end of a 30-second penalty, as we have alluded to earlier. And Ozne Wizard has done a great run though off of the off of the hairpin, and that's going to open the door for Muhammad Cashew to try to make a move down the inside. if Cashew sends Wizard out of this race, and of course Cashew is at fault, then he will be receiving a 30-second time penalty. And that's going to open the door for Kiriko to be in 5th place, 1 position away from a minimum guaranteed spot to be in the Tsuyo. But that's also going to open the door for Mykolaiv to gain points. I feel like she needs at least a podium finish and Duff, but she needs to pass 4 other cars if she doesn't have the pace. Looking in, unless Kiriko sets 131s, which no driver has done so just yet. I mean, look at Kiriko right now saying 133.3 matching somewhat against Rohan and Kurashio, albeit slightly slower. So this is something to Cashew is still chasing Austin Wizard for the finals for the race win that will essentially put him in position to technically win the Tsuyo, but if you're looking back at the gaps here, it will still be Austin Wizard winning the title. Shakavetsu has already crashed out. He will be at least guaranteed to score a single point, so that's that. Also almost set to qualify for the Tsuyo himself. Kiriko, as it stands right now, is going to still be disappointingly behind. If she wants to be in the okay, just wanted to take a look into the points permutations here right now. Mykolaiv currently saying in 12. Wizard winning would mean that he will secure the CO Cup. I mean, sorry, he will not secure the CO Cup, but he will secure a position in the CO Cup. And then we got Kamikaze running in 2nd, 3rd place. Coming out red by, and that's a pass though from Russian Kurashio that will send Kiriko down in 8th place. So Kurashio moves up into 7th. Kiriko continues to lose touch to the rest of the field. The Lunites, of course, will be asking tons of questions to Kiriko over the lack of performance that she has been putting so far. Kamen Riba will most likely take the wildcard spot. It is not confirmed yet. Sami Ake is gonna at least make the CEO himself. Callum Gibbons, even with the points totals that he's had right now, it will not be enough. Rohan 6. He is doing a pretty good job though, but still he will be joining Kiriko at this rate in the Zako. Rushing Kurashio, of course, in 7th place. He has done a great job so far. And then Kiriko 8th. Kaczynski running in 9th place will also look to only be consigned for the Zako. And then Toka in 10th place will at least secure her a spot. As you now can see Kiriko trying to go down the inside once again, but it's not there yet. That's another lockout from her. Just struggling the car all around. That shouldn't be the case. Meanwhile, Labrador is chasing Toka. Isakaji Mykolaiv running in 12th place. 13th place, it will be Joshu Asahi. 14th place, Daniel Barber. Again, standings is not looking good. Kiriko will only go up into 17th place. Will be tied with Raiji Kaczynski. Suba Choco Luna will be out of the Tsuyo. Suba Choco Lunatan, I think, will be out of the Tsuyo at this rate with Ribba's is that is if Ribba doesn't make the CEO, and he currently occupies the final tiebreaker spot. He occupies the wildcard spot, and if Kiriko wants to get to CEO at this rate, given the points permutations, she will need at least a podium finish to tie with Kaminari Ribba. If maybe not tie with Kaminari Ribba. That is exactly what she needs, a third place finish, but she's now down to 5 positions lower than where she needs to be. And the laps are running out. Ake is chasing Kaminari Ribba. Rohan is already going to receive a penalty. Labradors and Toka going side by side. And now going side by side with Toka. Chaka Labradors tries to defend. Mikolev is also looking for position. Mikolev, meanwhile, is currently outside of the CEO spots, even in the wildcards. First driver in the Zako. Anyways, more passes here. Kaminari Ribba and Sami Ake have traded blows between each other. This time it's going to be Ribba who will be up into back into third place. Beats Sami Ake. Mikolev against Chaka Labradores didn't go so well. Labradores now goes up into 10th place against Yukihara Toka. Speaking of which, we are looking at he has made the pass for 11th place. Uzakashi, Ribba, Ake, Gibbons, Rohan, Kurashio, Kiriko, Kazuki, Kazuki is in 9th. Labradores in 10th. Mikolev is in 11th. So here is what the points would look like now, based on the change of standings. It's now going to be Kaminari Ribba and Isakaji Mikolev being tied on points this time for the final wildcard spots. Both will be tied at 284, but Isakaijin Mikolev will win the tiebreaker as it stands by virtue of his 2nd place finish at Sportsland Sugo. Man, this stream has been going on for so long. I didn't think that the race will take this long as well, but yeah. 28 laps complete, and Alright, 134 for Callum Gibbons, as he continues to go. out his way. So as it stands right now, Lexi Bowen will be out of Hololive Studio. Pointless in the last 3 races. Rema Rosales' points run has come to an end in race 2. Kiriko and Kyle Gibbons will also join in as it stands as well. Rajinsky. Looks like Kiriko. Sakaji Mikolev will also win the tiebreaker against Kamen Reba in their tie. Ideally, Kiriko would need I think at this point she will need a second place finish if she wants to force her way to the seal. Above Daniel Barger. Daniel Barger will make the suyo at the skin of his teeth. So everyone has kind of calmed down, but I think there might be a few more battles afoot. If there's a pile-up happening at turns 3 and 4, and that's gonna cause a bit of a clog. Oh yeah, I will also take into consideration of the points that I put are currently they currently do not count the points thing about the it doesn't take into account the points the penalty. Is currently being received by Alright, so Ake and Reba are gonna go side by side once again as we're about to start the final lap of race 2. Let us know what you think in the chat as we are approaching the conclusion of this race, as we now see Reba absolutely dancing around the track. We might see a comeback of the century, but I don't think it's going to be enough from Reba. Sami Ake has taken the final podium position to essentially bring himself into... Well, Sami Ake, I think, is also not going to make the studio as it stands. Mikolev will have no, Sami Ake will make the studio. Sorry, Sami Ake will make the studio. Sakaji Mikolev, Kamen Reba is now lost out on the tiebreaker. He's now down in 13th place as it stands. We'll see what the race will look like after the penalties will be awarded to Jeff Rohan and Joshua Asahi. We're actually going to be taking home to Jeff Rohan. See if there are any late changes to take a look into. Speaking of Ozne Wizard, we haven't seen this perfect of a run from Inugami Korone's drivers since Sean Pauli in 2022 and Fuji in the summer. Talk about an amazing run from Ozne Wizard to essentially lock on to the lead and the victory for both races. Ozne Wizard for Inugami Korone, I think he is going to do just fine. I think he can do just fine in living up to the hype that was delivered from Sean Pauli. Ozne Wizard will cross the line to win race 2 and race 1, locking, essentially putting him in the sweep in the Motegi Grand Prix Split A race. And also he wins Split A, so that is also a congratulatory effort from him. Cashew second, Ake third, Reba fourth, Gibbons fifth, Rohan likely to go down into 14th place. Horacio, Kiriko, Kaczynski, Labradors running on the top 10, Mikolev 11, Toka 12, Asahi 13, Barger 14th. Potentially we'll have to check on the timings to see where it ends up. Asahi will be in 14th place. As we're about to see the last drivers cross the line, and we are gonna see a side-by-side. And the answer is gonna be Daniel Barger gets beaten by Joshua Asahi. Daniel Barger almost made the pass. So yeah, that's that. Alright, so let's take a look at the race results, see what it looks like. So Aussie Wizard wins the Motegi Grand Prix races. Both races 1 and 2. Ahead of Mamakashi by 1.4 seconds. Sami Ake third in his first podium finish for Shakami Fubuki. Sami Ake will compete in the Suyo. As it stands, Kamina Reba 4th, Count Gibbons 5th. And it looks to me that Jeff Rohan will be sent to 10th place after his penalty. So that is something to pay attention to, as he is essentially going to be receiving another penalty of sorts. Let me see. So Karasho 6th, Kiriko 7th, Kaczynski 8th, Labradorus 9th, Jeff Rohan 10th, Sagaji Mikolev in 11th. Let me see. Yukihara Toka 12th. Daniel Barger 13th. Daniel Barger 13th. Joshua Asahi 14th. Mohamed Shakib Reza 15th. And that will be your point scorers. Lexi Bowen, Rim Olgor, Anderson Tanara, Raymond Gonzalez, Hoshizano Rio, and Irie Nakamura failed to score points in this one, and therefore will have place themselves in a precarious position. Alright, so we are just going to save the replay and show everyone of the standings after we finish up qualifiers. And as you can see, it is looking pretty insane. Finally. So, we are going to take a look into championship standings finally after a pretty interesting round of qualifiers. And I do have a lot to point out. So anyways, here are your final standings for Split A. The drivers up above Jack Labradors will be your CEO Cup drivers. Austin Wizard, Mohamed Cashew, Mohamed Shakib Reza, Hoshizano Rio, Rustin Karasho, Yukihara Toka, Joshua Asahi, Sami Ake, Alson Tanaro, and Daniel Barger. They will be the ones who will be competing in the 2025 CEO Cup automatically. Jack Labradors has the tiebreaker spot, and he will need to see if the Split B driver in 11th place will be able to overcome the points gap that Labradors has earned. Sakaji Mikolev, very unlucky from him to miss out on the CEO despite his best efforts to get into 11th place, all things considered. But had he gone closer to Jeff Rohan, he would have at least made the CEO. Kaminari Riba misses out on the CEO, as well as Rim Olgor, Irie Nakamura, Hanami Kiriko, which is an interesting sight to see. Rim Olgor not making the CEO, as well as Kiriko, both names in the CEO in the last season. Now consigned to Zako, Ryzen Kaczynski also down as well. Callum Gibbons, Jeff Rohan, Raymond Gonzalez, and Lexi Bowen. These are your Zako drivers. First of the Zako drivers to come. And with that being said, we'd like to thank everyone for your commitment to the stream. And with that being said, we'll look forward to seeing how Split B goes around tomorrow morning. And I'm very much excited to see how it worked here. But anyways, I'm Mamashata Racer in the commentary booth, and we'll see you for the Split B race. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you in the next race.